Give yourself permission to dream individually, to dream as a couple, because that first permission, to think in these categories too, your family, your faith, your freedom, your finances, your fun, your fitness, just F it all up. You can't mess this up. Just think how you want to think. Imagine, and this is where we're going to start. We're not going to do the full exercise. I just want you to create the framework because we're going to give you the takeaways afterwards of how to execute this. This is where you start having that clear destination, the path to get there, and a system to fund it. Share with us what your dreams are. Share with us what that destination 10 years from now is, that vision. And it all starts going back to it's rooted in your values. It's going to be your individual vision, and it'll create unity for you and for your partnership. How many of you have ever said, we just need to survive this month, then we'll figure out the future? Or maybe you wondered, what would it look like if we actually built the life we wanted? Not the one we just inherited. And if that resonates, welcome back. And let me just say to each and every one of you, most couples never get this far. Most people never get this far, but you have. You've had the honest conversations about money. You've tracked your finances without blame or fear, with the tracking to eliminate, postpone, and align. And you've built a system through IBC that just doesn't protect, but it provides. And that alone puts you in the top 5% when it comes to clarity, unity, and leadership in your finances. And that's worth celebrating. A little high five to your partner, high five to yourself, because your brain doesn't know any different. So today, we're going to take all of that hard work and we're going to aim it forward. We're going to go ahead and give you what you're going to picture in the next 10 years, that 10-year vision that excites you and your partner. We're going to talk about that 3-year picture that gives you clarity and direction, and the 1-year plan that anchors your daily actions, and the confidence to know that your IBC is the engine, is the foundation that funds your future. And this isn't about just dreaming with your head in the clouds. I'm going to have so much money. It's about designing a decade from today forward. Feet on the ground, head in alignment, heart in alignment, aligned all the way through. And this is how we go from we can't to how do we. And when Patty and I first did this exercise 3-4+ years ago, I wrote down debt free. Patty wrote down
more time together.
And that moment changed everything. It showed us that money isn't just financial, it's emotional. And IBC gave us liquidity, sure, but more importantly, it gave us peace. It gave us alignment and a vision on purpose. And so again, today, the purpose is to help you all take that next step through your money meetings in IBC and anchor it in a bold, shared 10-year vision. We're going to walk you through a simple but powerful framework, your 10-year vision, your 3-year plan, your 1-year picture, or picture then plan, and your step-by-step together. And by then, you're not just going to have goals, you're going to have the vision that pulls you forward, that magnet, as Jim Rohn says, to the future, that motivates and most importantly, aligns with your money habits and the relationships that you want in your life. So we're going to call it your family freedom journal, your notebook, and your favorite pen or marker or crayon, because today, we're not just managing money, we're designing your future. So let's share the screen with all of you. And again, we're just going to start off with, you guys have built the foundation of how to have money conversations. You invited your spouse, your couple, yourself to have open intentions around money, have actual conversations, get to know each other, get to know your partner. And you talked about that without fear. Then you went through the process of the 90 days of really understanding what is aligned, what's not aligned, what needs to be postponed. So that way, every dollar has a purpose. And the reason we're going back full circle is because when we did this exercise without any structure, where did it go?
It was not good. There was no future. It was just whatever, right?
Yeah, it was allowing each other to dream, which is an excellent exercise, but there was no practical steps. Yes. There was no roadmap. It's like we knew a destination, but it was so fuzzy and so far out there that it wasn't something that we were fully aligned on. Right. And as we kept measuring and monitoring and following the laws of wealth and paying ourselves and building our system, then when we redid this exercise, it meant so much more.
Yeah. You're saying an important word, we, because before it was just you, because I was not still understanding what was his purpose. But then when we start doing things together, that changed everything completely.
And very much, and it's the perfect
Right.
segue. It was Matthew McConaughey and Greenlight saying, more involved, less impressed, more involved.
Yeah.
And what that means to you, like write that down. Less impressed, more involved. That means you might have these big, glorious ideas, but where are you executing? Where are you not executing?
Right.
What is the fear that is holding you back? And so now when we go through this today, by the end of this, you're going to have the actionable plan. You're going to have your next 10 years mapped out. And if you don't believe that, give yourself that ability to suspend disbelief.
Right.
Whatever you don't know yet. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what you dream and what's actual reality. It's the same thing to your brain. So the words that we say matter. The way that we say it matters. Right. What our intentions are matter. So as we go through this, we've told you how to build that foundation, how to court your wife, how to say, baby, will you be mine? And
Yes.
and really make her believe in the dream. And now today, we're going to go through why this vision matters more than the numbers. Because numbers can lead to burnout, especially if you're a woman, feels judged.
Yes.
This has been our conversation today. When you're measuring and monitoring everything, and all of a sudden, like, this is something that we're still navigating. But when I say, Mimor, we make enough for you to go get the things you need, the makeup, the clothes, so you feel beautiful. But she doesn't yet feel like she can do that because you're measuring and monitoring and saying, well, did you really need to spend that?
Right.
I just realize that in this moment, you have alignment and then you trust. Baby, I've got you. Whatever your vision is, I've got it. Because the numbers, again, the reason I'm saying this, the numbers can lead to burnout when you're measuring and monitoring. The vision is giving the meaning to the math. And that clear shared vision gives your IBC plan a purpose. So every dollar, every decision, every deposit feels intentional.
Right.
It's no different than when you're walking into a room and you're like, how do I want the room to perceive me? I want to come off as strong, a leader, joyful. I'm going to walk in carrying that energy. Or I want to walk in and just make sure that I'm there to support, to not take attention away. Like, what is your intention? So first, write down, what is your intention? Before we go into this exercise, what do you want to walk away with today? Because that vision, that intention is going to direct your money system. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the IBC. What we teach you every single week is just the engine. It's not the destination. It's a tool, nothing more. Any thoughts?
No, just the important thing is for us to get to the webinar today is to make sure you've done the other steps before, like track the money, be able to have an open conversation with your spouse about money, because if not, it's not going to work. Because we've tried that before and it has not worked. So it's important to be on the same page.
And right? Linda, because Linda asked exactly that, you can find those other sessions on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Still do this now. Give yourself permission to dream individually, to dream as a couple, because that first permission, to think in these categories too, your family, your faith, your freedom, your finances, your fun, your fitness, just F it all up. You can't mess this up. Just think how you want to think. Imagine, and this is where we're going to start. We're not going to do the full exercise. I just want you to create the framework because we're going to give you the takeaways afterwards of how to execute this. So today, just think about that big vision. And if it makes you a little uncomfortable, I think that's good. Maybe go a little bit bigger.
Right.
I shared mine earlier, get out of debt. Well, that was something that was really felt like it was holding us back as a family, but that wasn't setting the dream big enough. It wasn't the big ass dream of where we were going in the future. Right. It wasn't a permission slip yet. It was more of a survival ship. Yeah. A survivor, like, I'm just going to get out of this. And this is where we were talking earlier. If you guys follow football or sports, you know what happens when a team starts playing prevent defense. They typically lose. Yeah. Why? Because they're being protected. It's an energy of fear. I don't want to lose. Yeah. And so what we're offering you is a balance between I don't want to lose and it's inevitable I win. I might not know when I win, but I know I'm winning. We are winning. Thoughts here?
Yeah, I was very close when Jason told me to do this exercise for the first time. I didn't know what to write. I was like, I don't know what I want to do in 10 years. So he really had to say, just put whatever you want to. And in my brain, I was thinking, whatever I want to. Like, I wanted things that at that moment, they were impossible for me, that I didn't want Jason to know because I didn't want to create conflict or something. So, but eventually he kept trying.
Pressure. What she's not telling you all, she didn't want to create pressure on me because
Right.
she knows, Patty knows, when you tell me something, then I believe my whole family. We had this conversation earlier. My whole family doesn't want to tell me what they dream about and what they want because as soon as they do, what happens?
He keeps us accountable for it.
I believe that that's what they want. And why would you say it if you didn't want it? That's just crazy to me. So, I mean, I'm being fun with you all, but like the first step is dream individually. Give yourself a chance to dream as big as you want. And if you find something that you write it down when you're doing this exercise that you're like, wait, I can't own 3 houses.
Right.
I can't have a beach house, a house in the mountains, and my main home, because I just don't need that much. There's a limit there for you, a rule, there's a governor, there's something that is worth asking. Is this true? Is it okay to really want? Like, I want 4 bikes.
Right.
Why do you need 4 bikes? You need a gravel bike, you need a tri bike, you need a road bike.
You have 3 now.
I have 4.
Oh, yes.
I have my GT.
Oh, yeah. He has 4 bikes.
I have 4 bikes. I don't need 4 bikes. I want 4 bikes. And I have them. And I'm going to get a 5th bike. My tri bike is just, not the bike.
Yes.
So anyhow, the point being is give yourself the space to dream big. And then once you dream big, then you're going to come back together and you're going to talk about what that big vision looks like at that point. Like, what does it look like for both of you? So you start aligning that.
Mm-hmm.
And then any thoughts here before we go to the next part? No. And then our 3-year picture, right? Our 3-year picture, remember your vision is kind of fuzzy. Your vision's out there still when we're setting your 10-year vision. And we're coming into the end of the year, so it's a great time to start thinking forward. How's this year gone? What's worked? What hasn't worked? And when you're setting a 10-year vision, what things maybe aren't important to us anymore when it comes to faith and to family and to fitness and to fun and to finances? And what is the 3-year picture going to look like? Like, that's the next step because you focus far out, it's kind of fuzzy, and now you're going to put a destination, like a stop on your map, in front of that.
Right.
And that's going to be your 3-year picture. This is taking your dream to a direction. This is kind of your North Star, if you will. That's the 10-year dream. This is your compass. This is the direction that you're pointing your feet, and you're going to walk there together. You're going to go there together. And you want to break these into measurable things. Mm-hmm. Like maybe this means we have no debt, within 3 years. We have taken our debt and now we have passive income coming in. Right. Or now for us, it'll be we'll have our place in Ecuador on the beach. Like that is going to be where we have retreats. That's where I'm going to learn how to speak Spanish. Like that is happening. And so that is the next step. And then your brain starts finding those things. Like that's the brilliance of doing this exercise. Because now you're already measuring and monitoring. Now, when you make a purchase, you can go and look at your 10-year vision, your 3-year picture and say, was that aligned?
Right.
Did it bring me joy? Did it deliver on the overall greater thing? And if it didn't, okay, learn from it.
Yes.
Don't judge. Don't be like, did you really need that?
Right.
Did you need 5 Founding Father shirts? Yes, of course. One for every day of the week. Right? So aligned. What do you have to?
No, it's true. Just dare to dream and be real. And the one thing that helped me a lot this time is because we are tracking our money together. I understand IBC, how it works. So for me, it's totally different to now do this exercise because I have, like you said, a roadmap. I have the tools. I know how I'm going to reach all the dreams that I want in 10 years, in 3 years, and
And be patient because you're going to be amazed at what you can accomplish.
Yes.
And Tony Robbins says this. I didn't think of this. Like you're going to be amazed at what you can accomplish in 5 years, right? Like everyone thinks they can do more than they can do everything within a year. And then they're disappointed when they don't hit those goals within that year. So this 10-year vision is you're working towards it. And you're going to be amazed how many of these things you hit just organically by staying focused, by revisiting your dreams on a daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis, coming together and having these conversations with your spouse. So once you have your 10-year, right, your North Star, now you have your compass with your 3-year picture. Next is going to be your 1-year plan. And this is turning things into daily action.
Right.
This is going, what is the one or two things? What's the one thing would be the priority? But maybe it's one or two things a day that is going to move you one step closer. And this is when you start getting really clear on what does that look like and what do you have to let go of.
Right.
You're going to find out that a lot of the things that you're doing because you feel like being busy is being productive, and they're not the same thing. You know, we can all find things to keep us busy. We can all go and find things to fill our time. But are you doing the thing that's going to move you towards that next thing?
Right. No, yeah, you're right with that.
I'm just asking you for some feedback on like, because you went through this with me, right?
Right.
Like we've been going through this every year through the last 4 years. So what has your experience been when you go back through your notebook, when you see your 1 year plan? What have you learned from that experience?
I think I mentioned to you that I realized that when I wrote that down, I have not still understood IBC. I have not been tracking the money, and we were not in the same page in a lot of things. So that's why I thought, wow, what a difference it made when we had the money conversation, when together we track our money, and when you were patient and you helped me understand IBC, because now it's more clear what I can accomplish daily in 1 year, what can be accomplished in 3 years, and what can be accomplished in 10 years. So it was a big difference for me, like completely.
And thank you. And we're still measuring and monitoring. We're not judging. That's the thing I got to really emphasize, because you can very much look at it and be like, hey, we got to measure and monitor this. Why are we spending this? Start getting judgmental, because if your visions get a little bit out of alignment, but guess what? Every time you have those tough conversations, every time say, hey, tell me how this aligns.
Right.
And be curious. Don't be judgmental. Like how I just said that was judgmental. But hey, like, oh, it makes me feel beautiful. It makes me feel like when I show up that I am the queen and I feel my energy and I feel fully me. Like I feel like you've got me, you're taking care of me. Does that make sense? Like
I mean, I don't want to feel like a queen. I just feel like
I felt that's why I asked
like
you.
Patty, right? I just feel what I need to feel good about myself. Like that's the thing. It's like I feel good because I have the things that I need to feel good, and then I can be, good for you, nurture you, you know, push you. Like they say, behind a great man is a great woman. I think it's not because we are better, it's just because we motivate you guys to be stronger for us.
Yeah, I mean, you guys give us the strength every week by showing up, by continuing to learn, by being brave, by giving us your most valuable resource. And what we're saying is when you have the 10-year vision, right? That is the North Star. You have your compass, which is your 3 year plan. Now we're on your one or your picture. You have your 1 year plan. And then you break that down to your 90-day process. What are the steps? What are the stepping stones, the bricks that you're putting in the wall to become who you need to become?
Right.
And it might be as simple as just meeting you exactly where you're at today and saying, okay, you know what? We've been around this for a while. We've been talking about infinite banking, but we haven't executed yet. And you say, why? Why haven't we executed? Well, maybe you didn't execute because you didn't start following the first law of wealth and paying yourself first. You might think you have to make more money before you can pay yourself first. I'm going to tell you that is not true.
Right.
That is a limiting belief. And so paying yourself first will force you to be more resourceful, to be able to take care of the things that you're already committed to.
Right.
And it's also going to show you what's not important.
Yes.
So this is what you're looking for going through this. You're not only looking for the permission to align your goals, your dreams, your vision. You already have the systems. You have the money meeting every week to have the conversation. You've courted your most beautiful and biggest supporter on the journey, your spouse, your significant other, your partner, whatever that looks like. And
even if you are by yourself.
yes, that's
right.
Yes.
Not necessarily if this is for the ones that still haven't found the right person.
Well, we're talking about the last 3 weeks, what we've talked about coming into the conversation. And then from there, now you're ready to create your 10 years out. And then today, when you get to the 1 year plan, the 90-day process, now you're saying, what is the thing that I haven't done yet? That is the thing I have to do. Like if you don't walk away with anything more, that is the thing for each and every one of you. No matter how much success you've had, What is the thing that's going to move you significantly forward that you haven't done?
Right.
And then do it.
Yes.
Do it. The action, right? The ownership and then the action. And that's it. Ronell's got it. That's exactly it.
Yeah, and Shane and Dexter saying you can start over and over, try different, adjust it. That's what we've been doing for the last 3 years, right? This work, this doesn't work.
Yeah, four plus years now.
Yes.
4+ years of
Yeah.
this doesn't work. And a lot of it, when I said what, Matthew McConaughey taught us in Green Lights, less impressed, more involved. It was a theory. It was like being a philosopher.
Right.
And having ideas. Well, guess what? That sounds beautiful. You have these dreams, these visions of where you're going to be for your family. You're creating multi-generational wealth. You're doing all these things. But the reality is, nothing happens without doing, without taking action, without breaking some eggs, without having some fights, without learning how to communicate better.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the couples challenge or your individual challenge. It's just set aside 60 minutes. Pop it in the chat for us. What is that 60 minutes? When will you do this? Commit to it. If you're brave, commit to it. When will you do it? No phones, no distractions. Light a candle, pour a drink of water or lemonade, of course. Dream together or individually, and then post it somewhere. Because why do you want to post it somewhere? You want to put it in the universe because all of a sudden you've committed it to the greater intelligence that's out there.
I did it in a notebook, mine. I did it. I just grabbed a notebook and I just put 10-year, 3-year, and I was going over with Jason the other day, actually.
And writing it down is always better. Like, here's my notebook. It's always on my desk. And so write it down, give yourself a certain amount of time, 60 minutes, play some music, move your body first, get in that energy, and just dream. Write the big vision, write the plan, write the picture, and then start writing, where are we today and what are the first steps we need to take?
Right.
Because your financial strategy gives you that foundation. Like the infinite banking concept, it is the engine as we talk about it. Mm-hmm. It is the machine. It is the thing that is going to have the uninterrupted compound interest, that is going to have the tax-free benefits, that's going to create legacy. And I believe all of you are generation one doing this. So then if we go from our 3T methodology, your training, now your testing is doing this, and then you're teaching. Well, how do you teach others? You teach others by hearing what we're teaching, going and doing it yourself, seeing what works for you, and then passing that message forward. Being liquefied, bringing someone here and say, hey, you got to hear this.
Right.
Come check this out. Any additional thoughts here?
No, we are communicating what we want to communicate.
And so you guys, you've created this 10-year vision, right? You've built this that gives your journey purpose. It gives your partnership purpose, or just your goals purpose. You've carved out that 3-year picture that gives your actions direction, your compass. You locked in the 1-year focus that gave your days meaning. If you wake up and you're not excited, you're misaligned. Just think about that. Like when you wake up and you feel overwhelmed, throw that stuff in a notebook. Figure out what is the 1 or 2 things that you need to do and start celebrating those things.
Right.
Start celebrating your wins, because the more you celebrate, the more good you're going to find in things. And now we've showed you how when you have all of this, you connect it to your IBC system. That is the machine, the engine that turns this vision into a reality. And when we did this the first time, it didn't change our finances. It changed our marriage.
Right.
It changed our leadership. It changed how we show up for each other.
Right. But it took a while. So don't think that we sat down and we wrote it down and it was perfect, because it was not perfect. I didn't feel confident telling Jason everything that I wanted, because we both had, money stories, money, everything. So it's a process that it takes time. So don't feel like, oh, she or he is not doing it. They are not on the same boat. Like,
yes,
Jason had to be
yet.
really patient with me. And I think sometimes he was, saying
not
whatever.
Patient. Yeah.
But because I was not easy to convince to write down your dreams and everything. It was not easy for me. But he kept trying, he kept going, he kept learning about IBC, he kept sharing what we were doing good, what was not happening, creating passive income. And as I kept seeing, I started being more open. And now I'm probably 80%, comfortable with talking with him about money, tracking our money, making our plans together. I'm not alone anymore, and he is not alone. We're like together now, and which is the purpose of how you will succeed taking back control of your money if you're married or share the money with somebody, is when you do it together. That is the most important thing.
Patty's, give yourself permission to not be perfect. That's what I heard you say.
Yeah.
Give yourself permission and not be perfect. I am not a patient man. You all know me. Like, I want things to happen. I want them to happen now. I get confused when people don't understand this. I'm like, how can they not get it? It's a thing, but you don't get it until you need to get it.
Right.
You don't get the message until you're ready for the messenger.
Mm-hmm.
And Patty wasn't ready. She wasn't feeling safe yet. She wasn't trusting that this was it because it was still new to her.
Yes. And it was scary. I was really scary. Like, what is going to happen if this doesn't work? So sometimes we have to.
Because I've had other things that didn't work.
Yes. So it's you have to, if you're in the other side, you have to think about your spouse. Maybe they still don't understand it. Maybe they're still scared. So it's a lot of patience and keep trying over and over. If you keep trying, it's going to work, because it worked for us. That we had a lot of things between us, and we are happy.
We still do.
Yes, we still do.
We still do. We had conflict building this.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We had conflict building this for today. Yes. We had disagreements on how we were going to deliver, what we were delivering, why we were doing this one. Just there's conflict. Yes. It's normal. That means we were growing. I actually, in the conflict, when I was getting frustrated, I said, this is what people are talking about. It's not comfortable. I don't like this. But you know what? On the other side is this. And this is how you got the 10-3-1 framework today. The dream that pulls you forward, as Jim Rohn said, just that big magnet to your future, and that milestone that keeps you both aligned, or keeps you aligned with your purpose, and that focus that is going to shape your habits. That's the payoff here, is that now, when are you going to put aside 60 minutes, 30 minutes, a couple hours to dream? Is it before you go to bed? Is it tomorrow morning? Is it the weekend? Pick a date, because this is where you start having that clear destination, the path to get there, and a system to fund it. Share with us what your dreams are. Share with us what that destination 10 years from now is, that vision. And it all starts going back to, it's rooted in your values. It's going to be your individual vision, and it'll create unity for you and for your partnership. So again, set aside 60 minutes, no phones, no emails, just yourself or the two of you dreaming forward. If you're like Patty and I, you're probably going to be in two different rooms.
Or sitting in separate, one side and the person in the other side. That's what I used to do. I sit in front of Jason, but very far away, because I feel like, oh my God. And just think about, if you don't have ideas, where do you want to travel? What do you want to have? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, what
the categories, the faith,
right? What
the family? What does faith look like for you in 10 years? Where are you sharing your faith? Your family, what does your family look like? Where do people live? How often are your kids visiting you? What does your situation look like? Just who's around you? Who's no longer around you? Your finances.
Of things like, where do you want to travel? I put all the countries that I want to.
We didn't get the fun yet.
I put the countries that I want to visit, like, the clothes that I want to have, the vacations that I want to do, whatever came to my mind. I let it all flow out. There was no like perfect organization. I just said, okay, in 10 years, everything, then 3 years, and then 1 year.
Just let it flow. Let whatever comes to you. There is no right or wrong. Just do you. You do you, boo. And post it, share it, put it out there in the world, put it somewhere where you're going to revisit it 3 months from now, a year from now, whenever that is. And if you're ready to have the conversation to build a foundation, as always, scan the code, scan the QR code, have that conversation with myself, and I'll help guide you, help build your 10-year vision, your dream, as long as you're following the fundamentals of wealth first. Like, you have to have yourself know what's coming in, know what's going out, be ready, be committed, training, learning to do. And then we'll have the conversation and we can put it together. I've done it for thousands and thousands of people at this point. A lot of you are here. And so if you haven't taken that next step, what is the rule, the pattern that needs to be interrupted?
Right.
What is the thing that is stopping you today? And all you have to do is give yourself permission to move forward. I love the declarations I'm seeing in the chat. Shane, that's amazing. And for each of you, is there anything else that we could answer while you have us here today? And thank you again, as always. We love being with all of you. We get excited about this moment every week to come in, to be able to share this dream. And it's imperfectly perfect, right? We're sharing the story about how we're executing it. There's no perfect way to do it.
Right. No perfect way.
There's no perfect way. You just have to do it. Get involved with it. Get dirty. Get your hands in the dirt. Garden this thing. Make it happen.
And you can email us if you want to start. How do we start, Patty? How do we start, Jason? Or we can always give you ideas how we started. Because I was not an easy person to start. So.
And I'm not an easy person to lead. So it is that family freedom framework. It is giving yourself permission. It's having fun with it, not taking yourself so serious. I would say the biggest thing for me on the patient side would be to suspend expectations. Every time I have expectations, when my family, my boys tell me their dream, like, ooh, they want to do this. Okay, that means we're going to start running. I put a plan in my head instantly. They said they want to run. Okay, they said they want to do Taekwondo. Okay, what day can we go together? What day can we start practicing? How can we train? What equipment do we need? What time do we have to get up in the morning? What time do we have to go to bed? It's exhausting, right?
For you, probably, in your brain.
For everyone else. So focus on more connections.
Yes.
What matters most to you. We're blessed to have you here. Thank you for your time, your energy, and giving that to us each and every week. We hope you find this valuable. Keep learning, keep sharing, invite more people here. Go check out other YouTube videos where you're going to be able to see and watch more. Remember to smash, like, and ring the bell so you're alerted to new content, and invite more people. Be like Ofori. It's a big ass infinite banking bus. Everyone can get on. Not everyone's going to stay on the bus, but give people a chance. You gave yourself a chance. Give them the freedom of making that choice themselves as well. So be blessed. Anything else, my love?
No, that's all.
We love you guys. See you next time. Be blessed.